Hello, I'm Mohsen Jamal and you watch Afghanews. Pakistan's ISI systematically eavesdropped on the telephone communication and hacked into the emails of the German police mission in Afghanistan and passed on the highly confidential and militarily sensitive information to the Taliban. A media report said on Sunday the Pakistan intelligence service had advanced information about German President Christian Wolff's visit to Afghanistan 2 weeks ago and conveyed it to the Taliban, even though the visit was kept a top secret by the authorities until he landed in Kabul, Bild, a German newspaper, reported. Shortly before Wolff's visit, Germany's intelligence service BND had warned the Interior Ministry in Berlin that the ISI had penetrated the communication network of the German security forces in Afghanistan. The BND has established that the ISI gains access to highly confidential information through a security gap in the communication systems of the German police project team, which has been training the Afghan police force since 2002. The Pakistan intelligence service had access to detailed information about around 180 German police personnel stationed in Kabul, Mazar-e-Sharif, Kunduz, and Faizabad, the paper added. Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard called Sunday a bitter day after 3 Australian soldiers were killed in Afghanistan a day earlier. 3 Australians and an Afghan linguist were killed in Uruzgan province in southern Afghanistan when an attacker wearing an Afghan National Army uniform opened fire on them. Gillard said that the attack does not change Australians' mission in Afghanistan, and which is to ensure that there is no safe haven for terrorism, and it does not change her country's determination to see the mission through. According to the Australian Defence Minister, 32 Australians have died and 209 have been wounded since the start of Australia's involvement in Afghanistan. There is no way for Canadian military personnel to work in Afghanistan without significant risks, the country's Prime Minister Stephen Harper said Sunday in the wake of the death of a soldier in Kabul when it announced that Canada would end its combat mission this year and undertake a training mission until 2014. The Harper government insisted the troops would be relatively safe. However, an illusion of safety was shattered Saturday when a suicide bomber killed Master Captain Baron Giraffe and 16 other people. Harper, speaking Sunday after the conclusion of the Commonwealth Summit in Perth, Australia, said he was well aware from his own travels that nothing is safe in Afghanistan. 5 NATO soldiers, 8 civilian contractors and 4 Afghans were killed in the blast. In its course of others were wounded. Pakistani officials say a suspected U.S. drone strike has killed at least 4 militants in Pakistan's northwestern tribal region near the Afghan border. Authorities, who spoke on condition of anonymity, added that the drone fired at least 4 missiles into a vehicle Sunday near the town of Detakhel in the North Waziristan region. U.S. officials have never publicly acknowledged the use of drone strikes inside Pakistan, but privately they have confirmed their existence to various news outlets. Pakistan has condemned the attacks as a violation of its sovereignty, but the strikes are believed to be carried out with the help of Pakistani intelligence. The United States is planning to bolster its military presence in the Gulf after it pulls out its remaining troops from Iraq, the Western media reported on Sunday. The United States President Barack Obama said on October 21st that he had decided to withdraw all U.S. troops from Iraq by the end of the year, and the report said that U.S. military officers and diplomats worried that the withdrawal could bring instability to the region. The report added that Washington was negotiating to maintain a combat presence on the ground in Kuwait and was considering deploying more warships in the area. No one at the Pentagon has commented on the issue. The United States also wanted to expand its military ties with the Gulf Cooperation Council, which members Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Oman, according to the report, adding that the proposal needed approval by GCC leaders who are due to meet in the Saudi capital Riyadh in December. A gas explosion at a coal mine in southern China has killed at least 29 people. The blast occurred on Saturday night at a colliery in the Hunan province. Chinese state media reported on Sunday. 6 other miners were treated in hospital after surviving the accident at a state-owned coal mine in Hengyang City. China's State Administration of Work Safety said in a statement on its website that 5 workers had been rescued while another climbed out of an air shaft. Due to the high demand for coal in China, some producers sidestep safety regulations. Although conditions have improved in recent years, a number of small illegal mines have shut down. Meanwhile, at least 23 people were killed and 5 seriously injured after a vehicle carrying railway construction workers overturned in northwest China's Gansu province on Saturday. The prosecutor for the International Criminal Court said on Sunday he has substantial evidence that Saif al-Islam Gaddafi had helped hire mercenaries to attack Libyan civilians protesting against his father's rule. Saif al-Islam may be heading for Niger, which could upset Libya's new rulers and its own pro-Gaddafi Tuareg nomads if it hands him over to the ICC in line with its treaty obligations. Saif al-Islam 39 is desperately seeking to avoid the fate of his father, Muammar Gaddafi, who was beaten, abused, and shot after forces of Libya's National Transition Council captured him on October 20th after the fall of his hometown Sirte. The NTC is likely to want to try Saif al-Islam itself, but the fugitive Libyan has been in direct contact with the ICC over a possible surrender, though he may also harbor hopes that mercenaries can spirit him to a friendly African country. Neighboring Niger has vowed to honor its ICC commitments. During a visit to Beijing, ICC prosecutor Luis Moreno Campo said that the ICC had witnesses to testify against Saif al-Islam, adding that he would brief the UN Security Council on Wednesday about the court's work in Libya. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has warned of an earthquake if the West intervenes in his country. In an interview with Britain's Sunday Telegraph newspaper, Assad said international involvement risks transforming Syria into another Afghanistan. Assad's comments on Saturday came as reports emerged of heavy fighting and mounting casualties in the city of Homs over the past few days. He also stressed Syria was key to keeping the peace in the region. Assad has drawn repeated condemnation from the United Nations, Arab League and Western governments for the violent manner in which he has attempted to crush a 7-month uprising against his rule. 4 people, including 3 children, were killed overnight when troops loyal to Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh shelled a petrol filling station in a region north of the capital, tribal sources said on Sunday. 13 others were wounded in the attack in the Arhab area where tribesmen have thrown their weight behind protesters demanding an end to Saleh's 33-year rule. In the city of Taiz, a doctor said 1 civilian was shot dead and 2 others were injured by government forces that fired at a car. Violence has shown no sign of easing despite a UN Security Council resolution issued a week ago deploring the fighting and calling on Saleh to leave office in line with a Gulf-brokered power transition plan. That is all for now. Thanks for staying with us.